Mitram and Bandhuvam, welcome to South Asia Maps. This is your presenter Dr. J. Reddy at South Asia Maps Education Channel. Today we are continuing our discussion on human ecology population. Part 75. The title of presentation is China, South Asia or India. It has around about 1400 million, 1800 million, that is 3200 million population. That is a runaway population on the planet Earth. In the human ecology, is very important that any discussion of socio-political economic issues should always keep in mind the human activities, human demography, human population. If you miss that point and talking about the political issues, the elections, the polls, the number of votes a particular candidate got, GDP, you will be missing the most important the point that what is moving these events and how our future will be. Our future will not be decided by the politicians, the leaders. In the long run, it's the ecology that calls it the final day. So understanding of ecology is very, very important. That's what we are discussing today in the part 75 of this presentation. And if you are new to my presentations, you can go to YouTube channel South Asia Maps J. Reddy. There are more than 280 meticulously made presentations on diverse topics of Indology, human ecology, global geography, and so on. And you can look at them, and if you like the presentations, and you can subscribe the channel and put your comments. We started this series, Human Ecology Predicament, as a part of a playlist. I thought this is very, very important. Lot of the time the people discuss only about the politics and so on, and they miss the most important point that Dr. Cotton's work here highlighted. Is a very pioneering work. His book published around about 1980 is a very pioneering work, overshoot book. He was a professor of ecology, human ecology at Pullman, Washington State University. That is the Pacific region, Northwest Pacific region of United States. In its a sequel, and we looked at a lot of the presentations. Is a fundamental works. Most of the ideas are taken from the book. I add my own knowledge and understanding of the global energy, economy, global culture, history, and politics, and agriculture, and so on, and made these presentations. These are the first 50 presentations. The carrying capacity concept, to taking over, drawing down the new world, Homo colossus, and so on. You can look at them. And the next series, we concentrated mostly on the population, how each important country outputs, pumps into number of people in the planet Earth. Today we have around about 8 billion people on the planet Earth. The elephant in the planet, that is the population elephant. We looked about the important Indian provinces, because the most populous country, how the family planning will play an important role. Today, this is the 75 part. China, South Asia, so many millions of people live. That is 1400, 1800. That is 3200 human population in the planet, island planet Earth, around about 8 billion people as of 2023 or so. That is the point we will be discussing today. Centric on India, South Asia, India, and China. And before that, you can look at my population series. This is the part 20. To brief you, there are 8 billion people on the planet Earth. To make the things little tweaked or twisted for your convenience, you can remember very easily here. Remembering made easy, 8 billion people. There is America's 1 billion people, North and South America. Then Europe plus Africa 2 billion. So you have 3 here. Take India and China around about 3 billion. So just we rounded it up. So 1 to 3 is 6 billion. The rest 2 billion comes from the rest of Asia. That's what you can look at it and get a good comprehensive view. So let's look into the presentation today, and I will walk through important sub-nation. These are the nationalities or the countries, the nations, sub-national view, essentially a provincial view. If you know these provinces and their geographical areas and their population, you will be very competent to bring very depth of analysis and discussions in your social interactions with others. That's what it is, and we will be looking that in this particular presentation. In South Asia, we call it broadly India. This is the Radcliffe line, the partition line of 1947. So we take the India broad, in a sense, the British India. The political boundaries does not matter for the ecological perspective, we can see. There are around about 1800 million people live in South Asia, India today, south of Khyber Pass or Karakoram Mountains and Kanyakumari. How this 1800 means round about 1400 in India, round about 200 plus in Pakistan, close to 200 in East Bengal, Bangladesh. So the 200, if you put it, little more in the western side of Pakistan and little less, so that makes 400. So 400 plus 1400 is 1800. So the important province here, the United Provinces, Uttar Pradesh, across the national capital Delhi, there are 231, round about 230 million people live in that province. That is a humongous number. Only India and China and the United States have more people than that. Of course, some other countries are pretty close to 300, but we are rounding up. It may be round about the 5th or so, if you rank them 5th or 6th in the world, nations and sub-nations. Sub-nations means provinces. 230. Just you go to next, east side, Bihar. Easy to remember. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 Bihar. Add 100 to that. That means 2, 3. 223 or so. Then the Bengal, West Bengal has around about 100 million. Again, we are just rounding up. If you miss 5 million this side, that side, does not matter. So 230 here, 123 here, 100 in Bengal, 170 in East Bengal, that is Bangladesh. So across the Radcliffe line, the Bhagirathi distributary, Hooghly distributary of Ganga River. So we can make these two round about 200 if you give this surplus from here to here, Pakistan. West Punjab, Pashchim Punjab, Maghrebi Punjab has 100 million people. That means it's almost half of the population of Pakistan. And half of that Sindh province has a 50 million. UP has 231. The remaining, the former East Punjab after partition is 86. How we count this 86? Here I have given very easy. 86, that is the East Punjab, Delhi is round about 20, Haryana round about 30, and East Punjab, Amritsar, that area round about 30, 60, and Delhi, you make it this 20, that becomes 80, and Himachal Pradesh round about 8 or so, that 88, but you subtract somewhere something, so 86 or so. You get very closely, very soon it will be 100 million here. So practical purpose 100, close to 100, 230, 100, 100 and 200. Of course, if you go to South India, 125 in Maharashtra, and former Telugu state more than 90, and Tamil Nadu is closely inching towards 90 and very soon will be 100. That's also very important. So these are the important provinces in South Asia. If you go to China, and there are 6 or 7 provinces here, and I mentioned, I drawn in the color, we'll look at it. So here, this is the Hong Kong, you remember, the former British Commonwealth country or British area, now part of China. Now here Beijing, the capital Beijing, Tianjin. These two, remember, we can center around that. Around the Hong Kong, there is a province called Guangdong province, where Shanghai and all those the industrial cities and manufacturing cities present, close to Macau and all those areas. And there are 126 million people in the Guangdong province around Hong Kong. If you go to the capital, this is next to the capital, there is other province in this. This is the LOC, the Shandong province. It has 101 million people, yellow color. 126, 101. Next is Henan province, and we put Hebei. We have taken away Beijing and Tianjin, that it's themselves have around about 30 or 40 million people. If you add them together, that becomes 100. But in ecology, it does not matter how you draw the boundaries. The contiguous areas are very important. So Henan means, he means like a river, yellow river. Hebei means north of the river, that is Hebei province, south of the river. Nan means south, Henan, south of the river, north of the river. There is a big lake here in this area, that is Watong Lake. That is, north of the lake is Hubei province, south of the lake is Hunan. Nan means south province. Hunan itself has 66 million people. So, next to Shandong, there somewhere here will be Shanghai will be there. Next to Shanghai, Jiangsu, that is 85 million people. So, these are the, then the other important Sichuan province has 85 million people. This is the Nepal, the Tibet is now part of China, and less densely populated Xinjiang, and so I have said this is the Manchuria region. And when we talk about, we should also talk about in Japan, around about 130 million people or so. They're present. There is a before island, Hokkaido Island here not shown, Honshu Island, then Kyushu is close to Korea and Shikoku. Honshu Island itself has 105 million people. Among 105, around about 30 plus million live close to Tokyo itself. So that's very, very important. You should keep in mind. So just I have here given for comparison, this is the northern island of Philippines. Philippines itself has around about 110 million people. Luzon Island has 65 million people. The island of Java in the Indonesia has 150 million people. Country itself has close to 300 million people. Half of the population live in very small area, Java. Java Island 150, Luzon Island 65. So here China, I have given for your clarity. Taiwan has 23 million people. This is the South China Sea. And in South China Sea, again, this East China Sea, South China Sea, in the Hainan Island has 10 million people, and so on. The Earth itself has 8 billion people, or 8,000 million people. So here I have shown in this color 1400 in China, 1800 in India, South Asia. That is 1400, 1800 become 3200 million, and the rest of the world has a 4800 million. 3.2 billion, 4.8 billion becomes 8 billion population. So here the population of South Asia 1400 in India, 220 Pakistan, 180 Bangladesh becomes 1800. Sindh province, West Punjab has more than 100, East Punjab 86, and East Punjab 86, that is Delhi, Haryana, the mountainous Himachali, Pahadi regions, and East Punjab itself. United Provinces, Uttar Pradesh has 231, next Bihar 128, West Bengal, and East Bengal 170, Maharashtra, and so on. In Guangdong province, next to Hong Kong 126, Shandong province, so in the peninsula is Shandong Peninsula 101, then the Henan and Jiangsu province and Sichuan, Hebei and Henan, and Honshu Island, Luzon Island, Taiwan Island, and Java Island, and those islands you can keep in mind. So here I shown Sichuan province here, and if you look at the other Indo-Gangetic plains, United Provinces, the Bihar, the East Punjab, the West Punjab with 100 million, and Sindh province, and you can see in the Indonesia country, the Java, this is the island of the Java. This is Sumatra Island and Borneo Island. This island is shared by many countries like Malaysia and Brunei and so on. Then you can see the Luzon Island. Southern Island is the Mindanao Island. Luzon Island, where the capital like Manila present, has a 65 million people, very big population. This is the East China Sea. We looked at the Taiwan Island and Hainan Island. There's 23 million and 10 million. And you look at this is the Honshu Island, this is the Hokkaido Island, the Tokyo and Osaka. This has around about 110 million people or so. So Beijing and Tianjin and Shandong. See, here you have Hong Kong, Guangdong province is 126 million and Shandong province little more than 100 million. If you combine Beijing and Tianjin with Hubei, that is close to 100 million people. Then Sichuan itself has around about 85 or so, and Jiangsu 85 or so, and Hunan province. These provinces has very high populations, 70, 80, 90 million and so on. This is very important if you keep overall around about 2080, around about 8 billion people or so you take. China has 1400, India nearly 1400, United States 330 or so. The Indonesia close to 200, close to 300. Pakistan itself has 212. 100 million means a very big number. Only Philippines and Egypt and Vietnam, they are close to 100 million people. These are 13, 14 and 15 countries on the planet Earth. That's why very, very important discussion of the population. And the China and India themselves have around about 30 to 100 million people out of 8 billion people on the planet Earth. So today we looked at the sub-national geographical areas. National is the country, sub-national means the provinces are next to the country. So this map will give you very important where most of the people live in the planet Earth. So hope this will be very helpful and important in understanding the human ecology, human population, and human demography in discussing the events we are looking every day, day-to-day life, all the economic recessions and the resource war and potential and all those things all are governed by human ecology. Human demography plays a very important role. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Mitrom and Bandhuvam. See you later in other presentations. Dr. J. Reddy at South Asia Maps. We looked at human ecology, part 25, runaway population in India and China. See you later.